Hello everyone and welcome to Shard TCG. My name is James and today we are going to be taking a look at 10 card art that I have improved, and we're starting with a really good one that I've just finished today. Number 1, the Ignibus. Now when I was talking to Richard about changing this one's appearance, he was a bit cautious because he thought this is going to go down a rabbit hole of having to improve all the cards. And as you may know, there are over 200 cards, so we don't want to be improving too many of them. But we want to make sure they're up to a good standard. So with this one, it isn't a complete rework. I just really wanted to redo the head. As you can see from the original, it bothered me. It's not quite up to the standard of a fierce dragon. So going into reworking this one, I really wanted to add more detail to the horns, as this one doesn't leave much to be desired. I always found he was quite monotone, so we just changed the colour of his chest plate there. But we kept the same shading, this red shading, and then just faded it through so it appears as if it's a shiny chest plate, which I think is a nice change for him. Besides that, this wing got reworked as this one's quite chunky and flat. We also increased the shadow to bring out more depth and add a little shading to the scales to make them stand out a bit more, as these ones are quite flat. Number 2, the Arix. Now if you've joined the Discord server, which is in the description below, you will have seen this change before. These two pictures were made about a year apart from each other, perhaps even more. I haven't checked the dates. And a fun fact is that the Arix on the left is the first drawing that I've ever attempted on Inkscape. Richard and I knew at that point that we were going to make a homemade TCG, so I wanted to try a new vector-based program to start making them. And it's funny because at first we were really happy with this Arix drawing, but I mean, compared to what we can make today, it doesn't quite hold up to the same standard, and I think the next one is a similar story. Number 3, the Krusk. The Krusk on the left is another really early picture where we weren't sure how detailed Shard TCG was going to be. The idea was draw the Krusk, it was gonna cut off about this point on the card, and we would have like this type of sand effect just coming out, so it looks like he's just burst from the ground. We thought that would be great. That was a great picture, and we were happy with it for quite some time. But the thing is, as time went by, the art style naturally improved slowly and surely, so we had to go back and cover the original drawings and make them up to a more modern standard. So we're really happy with these improvements. Obviously, to make it more realistic, we had to desaturate the colors a bit, and we stayed less true to the original Minecraft model from Lycanite's mobs, which a lot of these mobs, I think 71 of the creatures in Shard are Lycanite's mobs creatures, and we have to go for a more realistic approach rather than staying more true to the Lycanite's mobs. So I hope people really like the improvements, and I think now we have a nice balance of realistic proportions with still a cartoon style, and it's a really nice fit for Shard TCG. Okay, number 4, the Octoculus, another creature that I have just recently redone. I don't think anybody will have seen this yet by the time this video comes out, so it's a fun surprise for people. As you can see with this one, we've done basically a reverse of the Ignibus, where we've kept the head and changed the body. I've never been too happy with the body of the Octoculus, and as time has went by, the format in which I draw in Inkscape has changed, which makes changing some of these old ones quite complicated because they don't use the same layering system. Everything isn't set in place to simply edit. So I had to go back and change up a few things, but we got there in the end. Some of you might already know this if you've watched my how to draw videos, how I layer in Inkscape, but I'm not going to dive into too much detail today. So this design was really on the fly. I started drawing a snake body, and when I was finished, I was asking myself, do I add these tentacle parts again? Then it hit me, we'll do something different. So I added these little arms, and I think it gives him a lot of character. He looks almost shy now. He looks very timid, as if he's afraid to approach you, and I really like that about the Octoculus. It's just a little thing, but body language really goes a long way. And speaking of Octoculus, I do have in the vault an original drawing of the Octoculus, which was quite different from this one that you see today. I'll just reveal that now for you. And there he is. That's the original Octoculus. I never added shading as I wasn't too pleased with them. I knew I wanted to do something that was just an 8-eyed monster. Obviously with the name Oculus. But this guy got scrapped and we've got the one that you see today. So I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek. Number 5, we have the Amalgalich. Now even the original Amalgalich on the left is quite different from the original concept of the Amalgalich, which is in Lycanite's Mobs, but that one is a really strong copy of somebody else's work, so we wanted to go for a more original approach. I went with the skeletal centaur type feel with a spider body, but the Amalgalich on the left never looked fierce enough. He never looked like he qualified as a 5-shard creature. This creature is one of the strongest in the game, and it just didn't feel like he was up to it image wise. So we always knew he was going to get redrawn. I have to say I'm really happy with the result, otherwise I wouldn't be showing it off today, of course. We add a little bit of a magic feel to him. He's got the floating Blackfire skull. He's got some pauldrons on his shoulders just to fancy him up. We actually took the same rib cage, I just traced it over and made them a little bit sharper. As you can notice, it's very curved, very smooth, and I thought the sharpness really gave it a little something extra. This creature is huge, fierce and powerful, and that's what we really wanted to get across for the Amalgalich. Number 6, we have the Chupacabra. Now I was actually always happy with the original picture of the Chupacabra, but Richard, or Lycanite if you know him better by that, he felt that the mouth really had to be shown. This creature is ferocious and quick and it will hunt you down, and he didn't feel the original picture portrayed that enough. So when he gave me the orders, I knew I had to go all in on this. And when I was finished, he absolutely loved it. I mean, this picture shows a lot more depth. I mean, we have this tail that comes across like this. We have this one waving at the back. We can actually see the spines protruding from the back, where these ones are all behind the shoulder blade. Richard loved the blood as well. You always emphasize that it's blood encrusted around the mouth, so it's quite important for him that I got this one correct. Number 7, the Abaya. Now this was another really early drawing. It didn't take too long to draw, to be honest. It's a really simple design, and I was always happy with the pose the creature had as well. But there was just something not right about the Abaya. Despite the obvious being the lightning, that was actually my first attempt at drawing lightning. As you can see, it comes off as very bad. Let's be honest, it's pretty bad lightning. So I always knew I was going to go back and redraw the lightning on the Abaya, but while I was there, I thought let's touch up the rest of the Abaya as well. So obviously we've added shading to the teeth, which weren't there. The eye looks beautiful now compared to this one. It's very flat and very vacant. This eye is so full of life now. It may sound weird to say, but I just stare at this creature for the eye. I just love the eye so much. And number 8, we have the Calc. As you can see, there isn't much changed about this one, so we're not going to be on this one for long. He was always supposed to have a club tail. Something I didn't know about basing him off Lycanite's Mobs is that Calcs have a club tail. So this was just a simple thing to add. It didn't take too long, and he looks more complete now. Okay, number 9, the Vespid Queen. Now with this one, there aren't really many changes at all. It's completely color change. We've just made the Vespid Queen more vibrant. We improved the background, as the background just wasn't impressive. But as you can see, if you're looking from left to right, I hope you agree that the Vespid Queen has been improved. I think the new Vespid Queen is just a little bit more earning of the royal title. Number 10, the Warg. A big change with this one. The only thing that actually has been kept the same is the moon. But for the rest of the drawing, I think you can see why we've had to change it. The original drawing does appear to be a bit flat. It's a bit simple. We want to do something a bit more with it. Once again, it's a creature that we want people to be excited to play with. And if the drawings aren't up to a certain standard, I just don't believe that people will be playing them. So we went away from a typical wolf and we gave this good boy a lot of muscle. As you can see, he's so bulky now. He's got this huge arching back. He's ferocious. Because you have to remember, in Shard TCG, the Warg is a 3 shard creature. He is very strong. I don't feel a wolf would be anything more than a 2 shard, especially a wolf looking like this. So by bulking up the Warg like this, he looks a lot more deserving of the title of a 3 shard creature. And a fun little bonus, we added a couple of Epions just in the background there. So I hope you can all agree that this improvement was very much needed, especially for a 3 shard creature. And I hope you all enjoy playing the new Warg in Shard TCG. Now this is only for you guys, okay? The guys who stuck with me right to the end of this video, and I want to thank you very much for that. Okay, here we go. Another sneak peek golem from Shard Set 2. This little guy doesn't have a name yet, but he is our new low level earth golem. You see, the problem is with the first picture is it just looked like a skull on a stone, which wasn't really what I was going for. So we decided to make him a bit cyclopean, change the color of the head so it was less bone color, and we decided to give him little pincer arms as well, which I quite like. But that's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the Discord channel in the comment section below if you haven't already. Thank you very much. You guys have been great.